Hi, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
Woke and Free.
Thank you for tuning in to our 205th episode of Woke and Free. If you've been tuning in every week for Woke and Free Wednesday, you know that Woke and Free is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, and the world, and nothing is off the table. This week, we are discussing what is the purpose of social media. Before we dive deep into the subject, a couple of things to cover. Make sure you download the episode on WokeNFree.com through the Podbean app. If you do that, that's how you're able to join the conversation, which is what we need you to do every single week. Now, of course, if you can't download new apps, KJ and I and Khalil would be very sad by that. But what you can do is make sure you go to WokeNFree.com, go to the listen tab, and then pick your platform of choice where you can follow and subscribe to the show on places like iTunes or TuneIn or Stitcher or Google Play. Of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify. We're everywhere, guys. It's a Woke and Free world. So make sure you do that. Now, of course, in addition to that, you can also subscribe to the show via email on the homepage at WokeNFree.com. It takes a couple of seconds, and you can encourage your friends and family to do that. That way, every single week, you'll get an email notifying you about the new episode. How cool is that? Now, if you want to holler at us on social media, you can find us easily on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. Yes, TikTok. Pinterest, LinkedIn at Woke and Free. And then lastly, if you have 90 seconds, yes, 90 seconds, we'd love for you to review the show. We have tons of 5-star reviews on iTunes. Could we have more? Of course. Are you going to do it? Of course you will. Go to WokeNFree.com and make sure you do that. With that, I guess I'm going to kick it to you.
That's a good idea. I think I can take over for now. And just like usually we start the conversation, we share a little bit about ourselves. Last time we asked, would you rather work with dead people in a mortuary or work in the busiest ER trauma unit in the world? This week we're asking, would you rather have a pinball machine or a Pac-Man arcade machine for your home?
So another pointless question.
This one's really important. It tells what kind of gaming things you're into. Like what kind of gaming person you are. Are you more of a physical gamer or are you more of old school gamer? Or are you,
this is hard because I kind of like the Pac-Man, but then pinball reminds me of like bowling, and you know I'm avid
pinball lover. Reminds you of bowling?
Well, kind of. Maybe
it's a completely different type of game.
Well, aren't you hitting the things though?
Yeah, but you have two bumpers that you hit. You know, the little bumpers that go up. It's a lot different than bowling.
I guess.
I mean, there's balls involved.
They kind of,
but so is bowling's like basketball then too, though.
Yes. Well,
but you know, it's funny. They have pinball machines that I played a pinball cabinet where you had to knock down bowling pins.
Oh, okay.
I have played that. So, I mean, you can get a pinball machine that does involve bowling.
To answer the question, I said I go with pinball, but I do like
Pac-Man. Oh, wow. Nuts. That's good to know. Yeah, because pinball is an old school type of gaming as well. Mm-hmm. But for me, I got to go to what I played a lot. I did play a lot of pinball, but I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I played Pac-Man a lot more.
Okay. Yeah.
And Pac-Man, it was sort of the old school social phenomenon, actually, when you think about it. Mm-hmm. So, was there a purpose to playing Pac-Man?
Was there a purpose to playing Pac-Man?
Yeah,
that's the question.
No, I'm just saying, like, was there a purpose of playing Pac-Man? I'm just saying it rhetorically.
Yes.
But you answered it. So then, well, I could ask an actual question because Pac-Man is so much like the social media of today's days.
Is it though? Is it?
It is because people used to play it and talk about it and say, what was your score? How far did you get in the levels?
Gotcha.
But you say there was a purpose, but what we really want to know is what is the purpose of social media of today and not a Pac-Man yonder?
Classic transitions, Glue. Okay, fine. Well, according to thoughtfullearning.com, and again, you'll find all of our links in the episode at WokeNFree.com, they go through this like really elaborate kind of chart, which I'll walk everyone through, which I thought was really helpful. So the purpose of social media breaks down into 4 main areas. They call it SLIM, S-L-I-M, sharing, learning, interacting, and marketing. So with sharing, obviously, what do? We are sharing content. We're sharing videos, voice recordings, pictures, writings, and essentially you can make the information private or public. But as you know, everything on the internet is public. And that's one aspect of it. Another is learning, where, you can use social media as an opportunity to update your friends and family, like we do with our son KJ, sharing pictures of him. If you're, if you've seen them, yay. If you're tired of them, oh well. That's what new parents do. And of course, other opportunities. I mean, that people share training videos and infographics. And so there's a lot of learning that happens on social media, whether you want it or not. It is there. Another thing is interactions, right? So that's where you have things like, comments. You have, the opportunity to have like chats with people and engagement. And you can do this again with, your friends, your family, with professionals, with celebrities, with influencers. So there's that. And then lastly, marketing, which is, I think, really critical for businesses, because businesses can do this to promote themselves. Obviously, we try to promote ourselves through social media, what podcaster doesn't. Nonprofits do this to help raise funds and make money. And individuals do this to kind of also attract potential employers, or create your own personal branding. So there's a lot. So this SLIM, again, guys, SLIM, if you can remember that acronym, that is according to thoughtfullearning.com.
That's interesting, that marketing piece, because I don't think that was even originally a part of social media to begin with. I think that might have been where they wanted to go, but that definitely wasn't incorporated originally into all of the classic social media sources. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, like, one of the biggest, like, blow-ups of social media was MySpace. I think that's when you got down to, like, millions of active users or something.
Exactly.
But I think of social media is the idea, it's to connect with peers, and you basically share ideas regardless of if it's true or false. So it's a way to connect, and you start these conversations with people that you don't see face to face, and exchange information that you never even heard of, or you couldn't even like fathom before. I think it also has evolved, though, to conclude you as a point of monetization, as we were saying, like the marketing. Since most social media is free, they need a way to make money, so they analyze you and use that data to sell you stuff. So in fact, you are the actual product now.
Very true. Now, when it comes to social media, what would you say are the pros and cons?
According to LifeWire, they listed some pros and cons. And the pros are connect to other people all over the world, like I mentioned previously. And easy and instant communication, because social media, you can do all that pretty quickly. Get in contact with people. It's a real-time news and information discovery. You can find out all sorts of stuff that's going on. And it's a lot faster than trying to look at your local news channel or something. Another thing is there's great opportunities for business owners now. They can promote their businesses. You kind of mentioned that with the marketing. Yep. And another pro is the general fun and enjoyment. Now, the cons are information overload and overwhelm. So a lot of people, this is like a lot of stuff to take in, and it's just too much for them, and it causes them distress and heartache. So that's a problem that can come from social media. There's definitely privacy issues. We've heard of a lot of that in the news, actually, in the mainstream news. There's social peer pressure and cyberbullying. It's easier for that to go around. Another thing is distractions and procrastination, because now you got all this information you got to take in, but you're going to put everything else to the side, which is actually more important, like knowledge and education, reading. I don't think people, I don't know what you consider reading, but I think some people will just go on social media and consider that their form of reading. Absolutely. And then the last con that they mentioned was sedentary lifestyle habits and sleep disruption, which, because now you can just sit back and relax on your little phone and look at this right before bedtime, and you have that blue light in your face, and that's going to disrupt your sleep, because most people don't use a blue light filter. So that'll definitely catch you.
So on this like Google site, I found like a breakdown of pros and cons that I thought were kind of interesting. So one would be like putting yourself out there, kind of to what you said, like this monetization, but also marketing, personal branding, all of that stuff. You mentioned the connecting with others. You mentioned the education. So that's listed there too. Also, it's a way to be able to, kind of create the persona of yourself that you want outside of even branding. Just like if you want people to think of yourself in a certain way, you can use social media to present a lifestyle or an image of yourself.
That's true. Yeah.
Whether that's true or not, it's, it is what it is. I think social media is a facet of your life, but it is not your life in totality, which sometimes people forget, and get a little bit carried away with it. And, let's see, any other things that you didn't mention? Conversation, right? Like it's a great way to connect with people. I think I've made some great friends and just associates through social media that I probably never would have met in real life. So that I think is a super good pro. And now when it comes to cons, posting inappropriate statuses or pictures, definitely. I mean,
people have gone
recently
fired.
just showed you someone had posted pictures of their hoo-ha, and I was like, well, that's different. I mean, I like on and so I don't know. I mean, I'm all for expressionism,
but that was like the shaving of it, though.
Yeah, the shaved hoo-ha, and it's like
the top, not the bottom.
Yeah, the top of it, and it's just like. I mean, I don't know if
I don't know what the
find
limits
that to be appropriate or not appropriate, but I don't know.
I don't know what the limits.
I was left feeling confused. So,
well, yeah, you have Puritan values, so that makes sense.
No, it's not that. I just don't know the purpose of showing my hoo-ha. Like
But you're not showing something explicit. That's the funny thing. It was just showing the top part that every person has. Like it's a top part, not showing even the genitals. It's literally showing the part above genitals.
I would do a nude like shoot and all that stuff.
But you wouldn't even go to a nude resort in Cancun.
Of course I would go to a nude resort. Would I share a live stream from it though? I mean, that's like a different question, right? Like, so no, I would totally listen. I believe in being nude as much as possible. But
not when it's on a beach and it's freeing.
I think that, I mean, but the sand, we have to be careful where the sand lands.
Yeah, the sand's gonna land there either way though. Even when you have your bathing suit on, your bathing suit doesn't,
that's true.
It's not sandproof, right?
Exactly.
It's going everywhere.
So no, I'm all for it, but I do think that, but I think what this con though speaks more to, when people do the revenge posting, so people are together, then they break up and then the guy shares the post.
Oh, really? It's about that? Because that's illegal in some places.
Exactly.
Like the UK,
so
you can go to jail for that.
I think that would be classified as an inappropriate post, right? Like that, or an inappropriate share, because you're now sharing content of someone else without their consent.
Oh yeah,
so like
it's illegal.
That's inappropriate, and then there's legality with it.
It's
so
illegal
that
in places,
I think.
like I said.
You mentioned the cyberbullying, so that's there too. Also, gossip and rumors. That's another social media. So you know how people post about like someone being dead and they're not dead. Like,
oh yeah, when they tell you the premature death. But that used to happen before social media.
Yeah.
Rumors of my death are greatly exaggerated. As the great Mark Twain said. I don't know who said that. I'm just saying that. There was a fake thing though. Yeah, an author was said to be dead. And they said, no, I'm not dead. That's exaggeration. The newspaper published
horrifying.
That. Yeah, isn't that weird?
So, but now it seems super easy to be like, this person's dead, and the person's like, no, I'm not. And it's like super sad and
you don't have to even show any proof. You just write the words and then
everyone starts sharing it and everyone's like, oh, rest in peace.
Remember, but I talked about this in the beginning. I said social media, you could spend true or false information.
True.
You can spread that.
Very true.
That's part of it. False information.
And then stalking people, right? That's a good way. We have a lot of
it's good for stalking. Yeah, StalkerNet is what some people can call it.
That's interesting. Okay, so that's a good con. And then also an opportunity to defame others, right? So to come at people sideways.
It'd be hard.
So that's a really sad one. And then also, if your profile is not private, then people can get private information about you. So it
depends on what you post though.
Exactly. So my profiles are public, and it's because I post very public information. I don't necessarily, but I don't have anything to hide. But, I guess other than the bottom side of my hoo-ha, according to
top side, you can't show the bottom. That's
I can show my top though.
No, the top is, because everybody has that. Every human has that.
So is that the next picture you're sharing?
No, I'm not sharing that. How much am I being paid for it?
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, I can't say for sure.
We're gonna save it for OnlyFans.
I mean, I don't think OnlyFans can afford that, to be honest. That's not, because remember, there's a price limit on what you can charge.
Oh,
so that can't even be on there. That has to be on just send the cash to me.
So only your Cash App link is available.
You could send the cash for that.
For the top of your Netherlands.
But even that, I don't know what the limitations for cash is. I don't think you can take in like 200,000, can you?
Is that your going rate? Keep it moving.
Just for the top, I mean, that's pretty good.
Who knows for the rest of it now? Hey.
No, that would be a lot more. It wouldn't fit on any app. Like the price would be too high.
In pesos, you mean?
No, it'd be sky high in any currency.
In any currency.
Yeah, it would just say they'd have to empty out their bank accounts of the whole country. Okay. That's how much I would charge. Country bank accounts.
Must be a wonderful pick. Keep it moving.
It's a wonderful. You can't see that. It's a hidden exposure.
I'm so tired of you.
That's what I'll call it. Yep. But I told you my price is cheap for just the top of the shaving part. Only $200K. That's not bad. But we're talking about social media, aren't we? So we should
apparently.
We're not talking about these OnlyFans weird things. Let's just ask, what is the future of social media?
Oh, God, help us. So, as shared by marketinginsidergroup.com, and again, all links are available on WokeNFree.com, they have a couple of things. So, the growing role of social networks. So, they suggest that social platforms are selling not just brand coverage, engagement, and visibility, but also very concrete indicators of direct sales, which you mentioned earlier in the episode. And so, people are now trusting in social sales and easily buy products through social networks like WhatsApp or Instagram, where you have you see like those ads and they're like, buy now, right? I've definitely seen them when I'm scrolling through my feed and I see different ads.
Oh, definitely.
Bras or just like things that I guess if I've liked, it tells the algorithm to direct my way. So pretty cool stuff there. I think, and I agree, I think that also is going to just continue to be more commonly used when companies are thinking about selling their products, to definitely utilize social networks. Next, growing role of mobile devices. So 91% of all social media users across their favorite channels are using it via mobile devices, which makes sense. So what's this mean for the marketers? Social networks already have specialized ad formats for mobile apps. Mobile exclusive advertising will continue to become even more popular. More and more professionals will learn to evaluate the dependence of profit on customer loyalty, the Net Promoter Score, so NPS. As a result, companies will move from the ephemeral task of leading pages to more specific information of communities of loyal customers. So utilizing the mobile devices to
exclusively though. Mm-hmm. I didn't know they had exclusive advertising just for when you're on the phone or something.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Weird.
Okay. Next, new features. So this makes sense to me as we get into the future. We're going to have new future features essentially on these platforms. I'm thinking maybe something in the direction of where we can utilize social media with like newer technology like VR or so I think
with headsets you put on.
I think that could be kind of really cool. So definitely I agree with that prediction. And then visual social networks. So video and graphical information have always been more popular than text. Wow. This is why Instagram and Pinterest are now actively developed, right? And so definitely both services will affect the development of SMM and soon will be important for solving marketing tasks as other platforms continue to think about that. And then also geosocial services. So I guess that's more of the kind of companies that use your,
location.
Your location and, and I guess utilizing that more in the future. And then more campaigns, I think will be. So I guess more marketing and advertising is what they're suggesting. And then lastly, which I thought was an interesting tip, which is social recruiting. So I think they're saying that in the future, HR specialists are going to be turning more to social networks when looking for candidates for particular positions. So that is a very interesting proposition because then people need to be very mindful of how they present on their platforms, right? Because sometimes I think a lot of times people get a little bit more sexually explicit, right?
Really? You mean for Halloween?
No, I think generally, because there's different campaigns and there's different, what's that called? Like campaigns, like where people are like, what was that red and dark, like, where
Slut walk?
What? No, Khalil. Like, remember, it was like a red screen and then or it was black and then it was a red screen and then people were looking and they could see the woman's body.
Oh, you're talking about that challenge you did, the silhouette challenge?
The silhouette challenge, yeah, absolutely.
But what about the busted challenge? Isn't that bad too?
No, I did it. Don't be that. Don't do that.
Oh, I mean, not, when I say bad, I'm like, like Michael Jackson, she's bad.
Oh, yeah.
She's bad.
Yeah,
like that. Or,
absolutely.
I'm bad.
You want to know.
It's like that.
Yes.
It's like doom, doom. It's
I
like
love
that
busted song. Don't be going there.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning. I was like bad like that.
But stuff like that where
Old
like
school.
if you feel like being a part of different challenges and maybe the challenges involve you in lingerie or you in, a little bit more revealing outfits, how does that appear to HR specialists?
Because when you can reverse engineer it and you can find what they really look like underneath the silhouette.
Yeah, that's interesting.
People get to do that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see how that plays out, I guess.
I mean, they should be happy that you did the silhouette challenge, all right? Because
I didn't do that, but I did the busted one, like you were saying. But yeah.
Wow. But I'm saying if you do the silhouette challenge, it's good for HR. They know what you look like then.
I mean, if you want people to know you that intimately.
So it's full exposure.
It depends, though, because again, right, if you're doing the silhouette challenge and you're an influencer and you're not really looking for traditional 9 to 5, then it's fine. But if you are
working, if you want to teach kindergartners,
correct. Like, so if you are in a more traditional field and then you know,
because now the kids are playing you on TikTok and they're just like, oh, that's our teacher.
Yeah, and then you're like, bottoms up, and it's a situation.
It's kind of like, I thought we were learning ABCs. I didn't know we were learning something else.
Yeah, this is a different alphabet.
That's the problem. They're going to keep showing, because I remember being a youngster, and there were some things that would have been, like, TikTok would not have been a good thing for when we were young.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Some of the things that we did, no.
But I struggle with that too, because like I said, because I do believe in the freedom of expressionism, and I think that social media is meant to be a place of learning and marketing and also enjoyment, and you should be able to have fun the same way that you can go to the beach and have fun. The fact that you now document it is now, like, makes you more scandalous. I think that that's nonsensical. Like, if you're wearing
scandalous.
Well, like, if you wear, like, say you have a revealing bathing suit and then you take a bunch of pictures.
Oh, the string top.
Yeah, and then you post, I don't know what that is. And then you post it on Instagram, and then all of a sudden, your employers see it and they're like, oh, this is unacceptable. It's like, but was it unacceptable for me to wear it? Was it unacceptable for me to document it? Because those are two different things, right? Because if you didn't know, if you weren't in Florida with me, then you didn't know I was wearing it.
Yeah, but if they ever knew you wore that, they'd know what kind of person you are. They know, like,
someone who has style. Like,
no, not if you're wearing this string top.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this reference is. Is this a string on your nipples?
Just think about it. It's so thin that it can only cover part of the piece of your
areola
places. No, it doesn't even cover that. It covers just the nip.
So why not just walk out naked then, if that's what you're...
No, because what if you have small areolas, then it works.
I'm not addressing this, Khalil.
I'm not know what I'm saying. Yeah, some people do wear it. Like, it does exist. There are people that wear these things.
I think
not on normal beaches, but there's some places.
Normal beaches, avoid that word.
Okay, I would say normal then. I'll say, let's say public kid-friendly beaches.
Yes, there you go, sure.
And kid-friendly beaches, you're never going to encounter that, but it's kind of like if you go to, like, Miami or you go to Vegas, you're going to probably see these type of tops.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what I'll say.
What are your thoughts for the future of social media?
Well, according to HubSpot, the future of social media, kind of like you mentioned, is the media content. They mentioned video as, like, a big thing. Mm-hmm. I think that definitely is popping off, and that's why one of the biggest social media platforms is actually a video platform. Mm-hmm. And everybody could guess what that is. And if you can't, maybe you need to check out more of our episodes, maybe. And maybe then you can guess. Maybe that'll help you. So
we mentioned it on the episode.
Yeah, so if you tune into more episodes, then you may actually figure this out if you don't know already.
Yep.
And like you said again, you mentioned that mobile is the future. They agreed on that. Mm-hmm. Then social ads again. You mentioned about that, and that's pretty much what they're going to be speaking to, is that there's ads tailored to you. And that's the future, is making sure they can target people and show them things that they actually do want to spend money on, and not just random stuff. Because we know what kind of commercials that we see on TV, and we say that doesn't apply to us. Like, that's we're not even a part of that group. Like, I don't know if you know which ones I'm thinking about.
For what?
For, like, well, could I just say it?
Yeah.
The Viagra. Because people know, like, you get all these Viagra commercials, and it's like, wait, why are they showing me this? This is not tailored.
Possibly.
Well, no, but I bet you most people that see Viagra commercials, this is not the product they're trying to buy, right?
But who doesn't want Viagra in their life?
They always do that. They're like, yeah, are you feeling down in your relationship?
Hey, get it.
So they say stuff like that. That is not a social ad, right? That is definitely just, we're going to just throw this out there and see who we can hit. We're going to target everybody and just see what happens. Because that doesn't make sense.
Everyone's
shoot that out
having
there.
Sexy time.
Because I've seen that when I was a child. I knew what Viagra was before I knew what vitamin C was. Like, come on, let's think about it. This is not good.
And
that's not social ad.
Okay.
No, that wasn't me. That was TV. Tell that to Nickelodeon.
Hey.
Oh, I mean, tell that to the cartoon channels.
You're so mean.
I don't know, but they play those commercials way too much. And then the last thing they mentioned was artificial intelligence. And yeah, that's going to play a part in terms of, they didn't go into it, but I think it's, again, it's tying in with the marketing. So artificial intelligence will know, you're interested in this. We're going to show you these type of posts. We're going to show you this type of ads. And AI is going to, of course, be the future, and hopefully it can rule the planet.
Gotcha.
Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? It's scenario time, guys. Scenario 1. Kaliha is trying to decide if she should let her 12-year-old on the most popular social media platform. Should she trust her intuition or follow the terms of agreement set by the platform itself?
You know what I'm going to say, Khalil. You always have to follow the terms of the agreement. Hello, guys.
Really? Wow, okay.
Yes.
Oh,
because there's a reason why those terms and conditions exist, and then secondly, I think that do you necessarily even want to start that whole journey with your 12-year-old? I mean, what's it start at 13 or 14?
It's 13 usually.
Right?
On most platforms.
So, we're only 1 year away. Live your childhood. Because, listen, I think as a kid, all I ever wanted to be is an adult. And now that I'm here and been here for many, many years, I would say that I definitely wished and rushed through sooner than I should have. I should have thoroughly been present as a child. Your childhood it doesn't last forever. Engage in it, and then when it's time to level up, you level up. But no, you should wait the year, not let her on.
Okay. So in this case, I tend to disagree with you. And it's weird because I don't believe in it, but I think she should trust her intuition. Because something's telling her she needs to get on this platform, meaning if she gets on here, maybe this decides how the rest of her life goes. So if she gets on here, she starts playing the guitar, she becomes a pop star, and then her rest of her career blows up. And it was because of her intuition. She trusted to let her get on there early.
Interesting.
So that's the only reason I'd say if you have some intuition, if something's telling you to do this, I think you should just do it.
Even though you're risking
those terms are fake.
The cyberbullying, you're risking.
Oh, I don't even think about it. I'm just thinking about those. I'm thinking about those terms being fake and not
those males who
those terms
target younger children.
But those terms don't hold up in court usually. That's what's funny.
I know. But there's just
so now if you're going into the other stuff,
girls who end up on dating apps at 12 who
some of these social medias you can block people. You can block comments and stuff.
I know, but you're just now opening the floodgates.
It's true. Yeah, you could do that. I'm not saying let her manage it. Maybe you can manage her account.
I think adults who create accounts for their children and are very actively doing it, then I think that's fine. But letting her run it on her own, I think, could be problematic.
Well, we don't know if she's running it on her own. I just think she should run the account and she can post the footage of her child on there is what I think. Just and I only say that because of her something's telling her to do it, so that's weird.
There's a reason. Okay.
It's not just put your child on social media because that's what everybody does. No, something's telling you to do it, so I think just follow it and see what happens. If something goes crazy, then you can take her off maybe, I don't know, but I'd say follow it. Scenario 2. Pervin is from a generation before the internet even existed. He wants to learn how to use social media. What are the next steps he should take?
Absolutely. So I would say the next steps to take would be to probably go on google.com and say how to use social media. And you're going to find a lot of articles and then also go to youtube.com and search how to use social media. And you're going to find a lot of tutorial videos. And then also if the internet itself is still scaring Pervin, then Pervin's welcome to go to the library and also look up books and resources that speak to how to utilize social media.
All right. That's a good point. Yeah, I would agree. Just go to google.com because usually this will tell you what you need to know, especially when you're asking stuff about the internet. The social media, that's what it's a part of. If the internet goes down, there is no social media. So use the internet to actually discover how to use it. I agree. That's the best. I don't know the library thing, but definitely the internet is your best. That's your best reference.
Okay.
Scenario 3. Bente is starting an ultra mini cupcake business where the cupcake designs can only be fully appreciated under a microscope, and each cupcake maxes out at 30 calories. Can Bente use social media to promote her business?
Absolutely. That is, you can do a lot of fun play on kind of eating less with more, and it's like you can, absolutely. Social media can be leveraged for most businesses. I think that you're the ones that it couldn't be would be a really hard, like maybe if it's against rules or regulations of the platforms itself, but most businesses can benefit from social media, so have at it.
Well, yeah, because we know there's certain businesses that are against
like
their terms,
and
you need to go to more open platforms for that.
Absolutely.
So for food, I think she can go on any platform. No platforms ban food businesses, so she's pretty good on that.
Well, ready to go.
So I think definitely social media would help because she could probably go viral from these weird cupcakes. I've never seen that small of cupcakes, so it would be an interesting thing.
Absolutely.
A 30-calorie cupcake is kind of cool.
Let's see if it could be happening.
Somebody can make it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and then you guys better shout out WokeNFree. Make sure you do that.
True.
But with that, it looks like we are at that time again. It's coming to the end of our 205th episode of WokeNFree. Quite the episode discussing what is the purpose of social media.
Come back next week for the new WokeNFree Wednesday episode. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along in the conversation. And make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
If you'd like to be a guest on the show, definitely know that we have a lineup of folks that we have to get through and review. As you know, we had our son, and with that, life is crazy wonderful, but crazy. So bear with us, and if you are going to be selected to come on and share your story, best way to share with us who you are and what your story is on our Contact Us page at WokeNFree.com. That's WokenFree.com. For social media, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn at WokenFree, and then all sponsorships or collaborations, again, contact us page at WokenFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do, share the episode, and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokenFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokenFree is more than a podcast, it is a way of life. Until next time.